I'm William Hanson, and
Alright, what is up, everyone? Today I am watching. I don't know why I'm watching this, but I'm probably gonna crash out. Let's just watch it though. Okay, I
etiquette
don't think
coach, and
my.
I'm here to answer the internet's burning etiquette questions.
Bro, why does he sound like that? I am William Hanson, and I am answering internet questions. What? I also have a new mic.
This is etiquette support.
I'm not gonna like this. This is gonna be so bad.
At Dolly Morole asks, I always do my best to have good table etiquette, but I still genuinely do not understand the no elbows on the table rule.
Bro, the thing is about that, I hate that because, if I'm having, a conversation at the table, I'm not gonna sit like this. I'm gonna have, an elbow on the table and maybe two and just have a genuine conversation instead of
Why is
talking like
that
this.
important? Three exclamation marks. The no elbows on the table rule goes back to the medieval times in Europe, where they were eating from.
Here we go. Europe, medieval. You probably got executed if you did it.
Trestle tables. They would put these benches out with sheets of wood on top. If you put your elbows on the table would tip and the food would go everywhere, and obviously that's not very good.
And then you just get executed and shot because you tipped the table. That's what I'm guessing.
Etiquette, and so it became the etiquette to not put your elbows on the table. We do really still abide by the no elbows on the table rule because I think it looks really ugly. At
How does that look
Quanks is
ugly?
saying, what's the proper way to stir the tea, clockwise or anti?
All right, bro. We're not doing this. There is no proper way to stir tea. I don't even think I've had a bottle of tea in my whole life. I had a bottle, but not. I don't.
Great question, and the answer is neither. Instead, we stir in a back and forth.
What? Back and forth? Chat, what are we doing? You gotta
6-12, 6-12 motion, gently flicking the teaspoon at the top of the cup, not banging around like.
Why am I
that.
watching?
Thank you very much. Set it back in line with the handle.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy. RG Meister is asking, actually, this site. I'm learning how to cut cheese for charcuterie.
Oh, you don't have to cut cheese and make a charcuterie board. Just go get one from Walmart. It's not that hard. Actually, those are really good though.
Here comes our cheese selection. Thank you.
Oh, what kind of cheese is that?
You don't want to take the best bit of the
Blue
cheese for
cheese?
yourself. And the best bit of the
tastes
cheese,
like poop.
cheeses that are made in the round, is the nose of the cheese. So on this blue cheese here, that would be this bit. So we wouldn't cut like so, because you'd be taking the creamiest bit for yourself, and that's not.
Okay, but if you don't, someone else is just gonna take it. So take it for yourself. What's the point of that? Oh, we paused at a weird angle here. That's just stupid.
Instead, we are going to cut down, keeping the original shape, and then we would place that cheese on our individual plate. We have a question now from Joe P.E. Haley. How do you eat your peas? Excellent question.
God.
Cue the peas. Thank you so
Just 80% of the world would say they just scoop it with a spoon. You don't have to.
much. Just ordered this plate of peas from the nearest available tin. What we don't do is scoop like this. In really casual
you
dining,
do,
that might
but
be
usually with
permissible,
the
but
spoon.
in more formal dining, we're going to use both the fork and the knife. Some people do this. I think this is more difficult to keep those peas balanced. You see, there we go, one's gone. It's much better to just spear them.
What? What are they doing? What is that? Just scoop it with the spoon, bro.
With your fork and eat like so.
What?
At the etiquette man is
Oh.
asking, is cheersing
really
or
glitching
clinking
out
your
here.
glass on the table
Oh, this
proper
is raw.
etiquette? Oh, so many people do
Oh,
it.
wow.
But it's
not
not
even
actually
moving.
correct. In formal
Oh,
dining,
that's
you're drinking
atrocious.
from
Oh, boy.
fine glassware
Oh, it's
that's
still not
expensively
moving.
made, and if you do start smashing your glasses together, you're going to hear the clink of glass
Why
all
are we
over
talking-
the floor, and that'll somewhat ruin
We're
the
talking
meal.
about
We have a
smashing
tweet.
glasses together. Bro, it's not gonna break unless you smash it together like Steve Austin on Monday Night Raw. If you cheers it, it's fine. Not if you... what?
From at Shelley Leahy.
Oh, wow.
No,
This
but
is so-
why should we care about etiquette?
it's really-
Like who the cares about which fork goes where?
I'm
Why
just
does it
listening to audio at
matter
this point.
they've put
This
in
is lagging.
block capital?
Oh.
Clearly have strong opinions on this.
What is
Etiquette
happening?
is important to everybody. If you are a user of Earth, then you need etiquette and manners.
Okay.
No one is exempt from that. Predominantly what I'm focusing on today is Western, British, American etiquette. At Droovy Modi 10 is saying, who even decides table etiquette? Like I'll keep the fork however I want, without giving some secret message on whether I like the food or not.
guy's smart.
Okay, so there is some etiquette fake news that does the rounds on social media. There is a graphic showing the different positions to put.
Bro, why do we have a graph for silverware? Just set it on the sides of your plates and be done.
Your
You don't have
cutlery
to.
in based on whether you liked the food or not, whether you're ready for a second plate. It's a load of rubbish. The only positions you
Call
put
the
your
waiter if you
cutlery
want
in when
another
they're
plate,
not
bro.
being held in your hand is to indicate that you are resting or if you are finished. When we're resting, the cutlery goes like so. When we're finished, in Britain, we would put the cutlery together, but in other parts of the world, that might be at a slight angle, and in France, the fork might be turned over. That is what the waiting staff are looking for. At Wasim NYC is asking, is it ever okay to interrupt someone in a conversation? Short answer, no.
Yes.
And if it is,
Because why did he say no? Like, if you're trying to have, like, a genuine conversation with someone at, like, dinner, like, you're going to interrupt them. If you don't, they're going to talk for, like, 10 minutes, and then you're just going to talk for 10 minutes. So, yeah, like I'll be having a conversation with one of my friends. We'll interrupt each other, obviously. Like, it's
okay,
not
which
just...
it isn't. When is it an appropriate time? I mean, look, if they're on fire, then you might perhaps need to say, can I just stop you there? Your trousers are alight. But other than that,
Trousers are alight. What does that even mean?
But note to everyone else, a conversation is meant to be like a game of tennis. You're not meant to hold the ball and not let it go. At Virgin Radio Toronto are asking, is it wrong to taste a bottle of wine at a restaurant and then send it back because you don't like it? Well, the restaurant are going to love you because you're going to be paying for the first bottle and the second bottle. The only reason, thank you, that you can send something back is because there is a problem with the wine because it is corked, and that's where there's been a
Is the
problem.
wine supposed to be cold? Bro, you know what I hate? Why does everyone fill their wine glasses like a quarter
up? By the time
up?
you get the wine
when you
about
can
here,
just
you will know that it is corked.
overflow it.
This is from B1 Aka. How TF do you eat a big-ass burger in a non-grotesque way? Well, that's an excellent question. Thank you.
Well,
now,
if it's
this
big,
burger,
you
this
just
is
gotta, like,
huge. Nobody's
McDonald's
got a mouth
burger
that
and
big.
just...
So instead, you're going to
like-
deconstruct it first with your knife and fork.
He's gonna deconstruct it.
Take the top.
Oh, you just ruined the fries. You put coleslaw on the fries.
Off, and then cut a bit, and then
What are we
eat
doing?
like so. At Richard Bicknays is asking, what fork etiquette do you use? I'm sure I'd get roasted in Europe for my very American knife and fork etiquette. Well, yes, there are some differences. In Britain, when we're using a knife and fork together, they are both held at the same time. The knife stays low. We obviously don't put the knife anywhere near our mouth. And the food...
Just hold it up to the restaurant. I got a knife!
is conveyed via the fork. And in Britain, the tines of the fork, the prongs, always face downwards. Now in America, they will start like this, cut a little bit of food, place the knife down on the edge of the plate, turn the fork over, stab and eat, pick up the knife, cut another little bit of food. This is an aerobic exercise. This is not relaxing in any way. So we don't suggest eating like that in Britain, but of course...
Why is he, like, setting the knife down and then switching hands? Just do, like, a little gang sign switch. Like,
America,
boom,
it's
you're
perfectly
done.
correct if that's how they wish to eat. Mr. Rickson is saying that according to etiquette expert Emily Post, there are 3 proper ways to eat spaghetti. How do you do it?
Twirl.
Thank you. Looks so appetizing. Well, Emily
Did
Post
you just say that looks appetizing? It is plain spaghetti. That's like the grossest thing ever, excuse me.
In America at the turn of the 20th century. Now, I don't know about the etiquette back then, but I don't think there were 3 ways to eat spaghetti. But today, there is only 1 way. You are not going to cut your pasta. It's very bad form. It is just eaten with the fork upturned in the dominant hand. And you go in from the edge of your spaghetti, twist and make a neat little parcel, and then eat
Stupid.
like so.
You do not have to...
At lol, it's Lawrence
You are gonna
says,
twirl
what
it?
is the worst
Big twirl.
etiquette sin ever. If you do not say please, thank you, and sorry
Okay,
as a
everyone
human
says
being
please, thank
walking
you,
on
and
this
sorry.
earth,
That's like
then
common
you should be put into
common
etiquette room 101,
knowledge.
and the key should
You know? Because, like, if you don't, like, you go to a conversation, like, someone gives you something, you're just like,
be thrown away. Those
that's,
are the
like, obviously
absolute
really
basic
not
fundamental things
kind.
of being a human being. This one is from @SassyFrenchie. Do they know the etiquette in France is to arrive 15 minutes late at the host's house
I arrive
so they
early.
can prepare on
Usually.
time? This is a really interesting one, and I think one that is changing with different generations. So in Britain and in France and several other countries, it did used to be the etiquette that you never arrived on time to someone's
what am I
house
doing?
for dinner. So if I said to you, come for 7:30, you would turn up at 7:40, maybe 7:45.
7:50.
However, I think
No,
millennials
7:20.
and Gen
Or you're
Z
7:30, I
now
don't
are
know.
slightly panicked if their guests are not there at the time they have said. So I would say really if someone now says to you 7:30, probably go for 7:35.
Okay, then
As a
just
host,
say, like-
it's really nice to have those 10-15 minutes just to have a
Just
breather,
say, like,
do those
7:45.
final
That's all, at
preparations,
7:30, you
have a
have that
gin and
10-15
tonic.
minutes.
And generally the
That makes
friends
sense.
that don't get the 15-minute, 10 to 15 minute late rule, generally the
Started.
ones that don't host. @KHaby is asking, I'm absolutely shocked that so many people think it's shitty to recline your airplane seat. That's why it's there. So
It kind of is. Like, if there's someone behind you, don't recline it, maybe a little. Like, if they recline it, you can. But if you're sitting in, like, the back of the airplane and there's no one behind you, then you can recline all you want. Or if you're just sitting in a normal seat and there's no one behind you. But if there's someone behind you and they're not reclining,
you
that's kind of
can
messed up.
recline. I've never
Oh,
not
no, the
reclined my
video's doing
seat.
it
My
again.
seat stays
Why
reclined.
is it doing
Always.
this?
Well, I think the cabin crew have got something to say at takeoff and landing about that. Oh yes, they're from Austin,
gonna crash
Texas,
out.
which explains so much.
Nothing. It's literally.
would suggest that if you are going to recline your seat, and you are right @KHaby, if you want to recline your seat, you
yes, yeah,
can,
okay.
but don't do it during the this. Do make sure you just sort of slightly
Do another what now? Okay. I don't know why my video is doing this. Like, I'm literally clicking.
behind you. It's a signal that you are going to do it, and you do it slowly. Don't do it violently. @Ms. Robot Butler says, help, this girl is telling me about horoscopes, and I've literally no interest in it. I don't know how to get out of this conversation. Try and pair them off with someone else. Say to them, oh, I've just seen someone over there I must go and chat to before they go.
Just
But
like-
have you met Anna? No? I'm going to introduce this
He's got a gun. Just run.
person with Anna, and off you go. It's much nicer than just going, I've got to go, bye, and then walking off.
literally just have to scream, he's got a gun, and then
Brave
he can
is
move.
asking, it feels like unless I hunt down the waiter that we want the check or bill, we could be there for hours. Is this a thing? The way to get a waiter's
be the
attention
quietest
is
person on
purely
earth if
body
you don't just
language.
go,
We don't want any clicking, any
"Waiter,"
clapping, or
instead of
any
just sit
flapping
there like-
about. Instead, sort of sit back from the table, make yourself a little bit taller, and try and catch
Sit back from the table
their
and
eye as they go past, keep the hand
Alright.
at the level of the eye, and then when they come over, please may I have the bill. That's all you need to say. @Ed Azumi is asking, I need a crash course on how to properly address royals. Well, I'm going to take the British royal family. The King and Queen are referred to as Their Majesty, but direct conversation you would say Your Majesty, and then you would call the King Sir thereafter, and Queen Camilla would be Ma'am, and that's Ma'am as in ham, not Mom as in farm, and every other member of the royal family, if they have an HRH title, would
What?
be Your Royal Highness, followed by Sir or Ma'am according to their gender. @SaltCheek is asking, I'm having an
Saltcheek.
internal debacle right now. A lady is standing in front of me in the train. She looks pregnant, but not really. Do I ask?
I mean, like, that'd be so embarrassing if you ask someone like how many months in are you, and they're just like, what? So then you're like, to the debate club that started last year. And then you just walk away. That's what you got to do if that ever happens.
Do
Then
I
you
offer
look
my
like an
seat?
idiot.
There is always that slight jeopardy that, of course, you might offend somebody. But the good news is you're probably never seeing them ever again. If you wish to offer your seat to anybody who looks like they need that seat more than you, then yes, you can do that. At Sean Coomins is saying, I hold the door open for anyone, always. But I would like some clarification on the optimum distance at which it is acceptable to let the door close instead.
Well, it's so annoying when people like you're 80 foot behind them and they just like hold the door open, so you have to like run. 'Cause they're just, like,
Enduring that awkward
so
long-ish
annoying.
wait and forcing them to break into that slightly embarrassed half jog. Break into that slightly embarrassed half jog at 2.4 meters. No, that's a joke. There's no correct
That's a good
distance
joke,
for me
bro.
to give you. It's just what feels right. But at least glance behind and check. At bday1961 is asking, how do you get rid of house guests that overstay their welcome? I have various different tactics. First of all, I might say to them, have you got a very busy day tomorrow?
Just like, just like they're in the kitchen, we're in the kitchen like playing a board game. Just like turn everything off in the house, all the lights and stuff, and just walk upstairs out without any words and just go to bed. Then they'll leave. Literally, just no warning. Just turn everything off and go to bed.
Or I might say to people, can I get anyone anything else? Which again is another passive-aggressive piece of British etiquette to mean, please leave.
Not really.
If all of that fails, you
means,
can
like,
just flick the lights and hope
yes,
they get the
kind of.
message like a nightclub. Well, those are all of the burning
Alright, well,
etiquette questions
thank you
we've
guys
got
for
time
watching,
for
and I'll see you
today.
in the
Thank
next
you very
video.
much indeed for watching Etiquette